Welcome back everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in today. In this video we are going to take a deep look at one of the most talked about compact cars of the last decade, a car that became a household name around the world because of its practicality, reliability, and style. We are talking about the 2015 Honda Civic. Whether you are someone who is thinking about buying a used car, a fan of Honda's long-standing reputation for quality, or just curious about how well this Civic has held up over the years, this review is going to give you every detail you need. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. The Honda Civic has always been one of those cars that just about everyone has either owned, driven, or ridden in at some point. It is a car that has crossed generations and won the trust of millions of drivers. By the time the 2015 model came around, Honda had already perfected so much of what made the Civic great. This particular year belonged to the 9th generation of Civics, which first debuted in 2012. But if you know the history, the initial launch of that generation wasn't as warmly received as Honda hoped. Reviewers and customers felt the Civic lacked the refinement and excitement that people had come to expect. Honda, being a company that listens, quickly went back to work, and by 2013 they introduced updates to the interior, styling, and features. By 2015 the Civic had matured into a much stronger car that once again stood tall among its competition. Looking at the exterior, the 2015 Civic strikes a clean and modern tone without trying too hard to stand out. The front end carries a neat grille accented with chrome, flanked by headlights that are proportionate and well-shaped. The design is simple but classy, not the kind of car that screams for attention, but instead one that looks timeless and respectable even today. Depending on the trim you chose, you could find features like alloy wheels, fog lights, and sportier touches that gave it more personality. If you went for the Civic C, the difference was obvious with its bolder stance, unique styling cues, and a more aggressive appeal. While it may not have been the flashiest car on the road in 2015, the Civic's understated styling is exactly what has helped it age gracefully. Step inside the cabin and you immediately notice Honda's futuristic approach with the dual-screen dashboard. The two-tiered layout featured a digital speedometer and information display sitting higher up, while the tachometer and other traditional gauges were positioned below. This design sparked some debate, with some people appreciating how the speed readout was closer to their line of sight while others thought it felt a little distracting. Regardless, it gave the Civic a unique identity. The interior materials were a clear improvement over the early 9th generation models. Honda listened to the criticism about cheap plastics and responded with better materials, softer surfaces, and improved fit and finish. Everything inside felt more premium than before, and that was a big win for the Civic. The front seats were comfortable and supportive, perfect for daily driving and long commutes, and even the rear seats offered a surprising amount of legroom for a compact sedan. While not as roomy as midsize cars, the Civic did very well in its class when it came to interior space. Technology in the 2015 Civic was quite competitive for its time. Higher trims featured a 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system that handled audio, Bluetooth, and smartphone connectivity. Navigation was available as an option, and all models featured standard features like a rear-view camera, which had become a requirement in 2015. The system itself wasn't the most responsive, and some users found it a bit clunky to use, but it worked and provided all the basic functions you'd want. Honda also offered neat touches like the lane watch camera on certain trims, which displayed a live feed of the right side blind spot when you signaled. This was especially useful in city driving and highways, adding a level of convenience and safety that drivers appreciated. Speaking of safety, the 2015 Honda Civic performed very well in crash tests, scoring high marks across the board. The IIHS gave it good ratings in most categories, and Honda equipped the car with all the essentials like stability control, anti-lock brakes, front and side curtain airbags, and the mentioned rear camera. For a compact car, it provided excellent peace of mind, and safety has always been an area where Honda takes pride. Under the hood, most 2015 Civics came equipped with a 1.8-liter four-cylinder engine delivering 143 horsepower and 129 pound-feet of torque. On paper those numbers don't seem groundbreaking, but in reality, the engine was smooth, efficient, and reliable. Honda paired it with either a 5-speed manual transmission on base trims or a continuously variable transmission on most others. The CVT was tuned to maximize fuel economy, and that is one of the biggest strengths of the 2015 Civic. It achieved up to 30 miles per gallon in the city and nearly 39 miles per gallon on the highway, making it one of the most fuel-efficient cars in its class. But Honda also had something for the enthusiasts, and that was the Civic C. This model featured a 2.4-liter four-cylinder engine producing 205 horsepower, paired with a 6-speed manual transmission. The C completely changed the character of the Civic, giving it sharper handling, stronger acceleration, and a fun-to-drive nature that reminded everyone why the Civic had always been loved by car enthusiasts. It wasn't a full-on sports car, but it brought a smile to your face and made every drive feel special while still offering practicality. In terms of driving feel, the standard 2015 Civic was comfortable, predictable, and well-suited for daily use. The suspension soaked up bumps nicely while still keeping the car stable in corners. Steering was light and easy for city driving but precise enough to inspire confidence on the highway. It wasn't the sportiest in the class compared to something like the Mazda 3, but it struck a great balance between comfort and usability. One of the biggest selling points of the Civic has always been its reliability, and the 2015 model is no different. These cars have a reputation for lasting well beyond 200,000 miles with proper maintenance, and repair costs are usually affordable. Parts are widely available, insurance rates are reasonable, and the Civic holds its value well on the used market. For buyers who want a dependable car that won't drain their wallet with unexpected repairs, the 2015 Civic continues to be an excellent choice. So who is this car for? It's perfect for anyone looking for a practical, fuel-efficient, and reliable daily driver that won't let them down. If you want excitement and fun, the Civic C will satisfy that craving while still keeping things practical. If you just need a solid commuter car with comfort, safety, and long-term dependability, the regular Civic trims are ideal. The 2015 Civic is one of those cars that doesn't try to overdo anything, but instead focuses on doing everything well. In conclusion, the 2015 Honda Civic might not be the flashiest car in the world, but it embodies exactly what Honda has always stood for: quality engineering, long-lasting reliability, and excellent value for money. It remains a smart choice on the used market even today, combining efficiency, comfort, and safety in one well-rounded package. If you're considering it, the Civic is still a car you can buy with confidence. Thank you so much for watching this detailed review of the 2015 Honda Civic. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more reviews, comparisons, and deep dives into cars from all eras, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the family here at VeloView. I'll see you in the next one.